Let's do it in real time. So I'm gonna go right here. This is the best way you guys can see it. So we're gonna hike it. Now in real time, that just looks like he got beat, but in reality, he was there to make a play on the ball. The bad part is he plants, he turns in, he's right on his back. Now you see where his arm is at. Everybody can see where his arm is at. There's no way he's going to get out muscled for that. He's off the ground. Both players are off the ground, so there is no strength there at all, period. I know that's a little bit extra physics for you, but I just need this to be understood, that he basically is there. He's there. He can make the play. All he has to do is swat the ball. So after that, he stays in the same position, but the ball then, in fact, goes, bam, right here, right here, right here. He can bat that out. That should be batted out. That should be knocked out. But at the same time, the basic football knowledge here is that he would have never made that. He would have never went for the ball with the inside shoulder. He's going to go for the ball with the outside shoulder because that's there. It's quicker. It's easier. Do you see how he's positioned? Now, he starts to trigger an animation, and it looks like he's going to use the right hand. It's the outside shoulder. You always want to go for the ball with the outside shoulder, not the inside shoulder that's inside facing the end zone, the outside shoulder. Why? Because it's easier to swat the ball away. You can get to the ball before he can. The problem is there is no register. It doesn't even register that I did that, and he just takes the ball from him, which is just a bunch of BS. And now he just looks confused. But at the same time, I just don't get how. Okay, is that like a rating or something? Are you telling me that's a rating? Is that a rating that makes that happen? Because I don't understand why that would just go that way when I've seen situations where I am basically manhandling the guy and he swats the ball out. Now, let's go again and look at something else that was highly questionable, if you ask me. Where's that play at? Because this just doesn't make any sense. And I found this out as I started playing more. No, this isn't the play. He just beat him. He just beat him right there. There was a play. I don't know. It was a play that I felt should not have happened. Should not have even been a play. And I think this is the Joey Galloway play right here, where he just basically, he's back there. He has nowhere to go. He has nowhere to go. They're coming, but he's so slow. And this is basically, he released him to who? He just released him. Instead of following him up the field, Ed Reed just releases him. He releases him and then says, you know what, I'm going to go back down here. Oh, now I remember I had that guy right here. Why is he just releasing him in the open grass? Why? Why just release him in the open grass? Like, I would rather you let that guy catch that short pass. But there was a play up in here that really annoyed the life out of me for everything. I don't know where that play is at, where this guy was like scrambling around for 80 years and he just seemed to hit. And he had a horrible team. So I have no idea how he was even in this game. He had a horrible team. But like I say, EA just found a way to keep him in the game. And I just don't get it or understand anything. I think this is just Joey Galloway destroying him. Okay, yeah. I don't know where that play is at. It might have been last game. I know everybody's throwing that bad boy to Joey Galloway, and Joey Galloway is making a fool out of my defense because, like, I don't know. Maybe you guys can see it, but from my understanding, I've been able to see a lot of BS in the game because they don't react to players being there, but the defenders react to players being there. Now watch this. Nobody even interacts, and he just takes the ball from him. There have been times where I've seen guys just chuck it up for no reason at all. Just chuck the ball up and throw it. And it's really getting to the point to where I can be dead ass honest with you. And this right here is a bad read, but I want you guys to watch what the tight end does. Instead of doing what a normal basic football tight end would do, extend the route, this is what he does. He runs back here, stops. You're supposed to keep going to the pylon. Why does he not keep going to the pylon? All he has to do is go to the pocket. So he stops, gets to the back of the end zone. It was a bad read, but I still don't like the way that they run the routes on here. I hate those routes on this game in general, period. I can't stand the way the routes are ran on this game, and I can't stand how, like, it's really annoying how some of this stuff happens. Like right here, chucks it to him. That was a bad read by me, but I'm saying, what are we supposed to do with no pressure? What are we supposed to do when you can't generate pressure? I've had a million games where guys should not even be in the game. I am tired of having shootouts. Give me defense. Give me sheds or something. You basically have to decide if the user is going to be bad or if the defense is going to be bad. I don't think you can have both. Bad defense, bad user. I would rather the user be bad and we have some type of defense. I don't understand why we had to have both. I really don't get that. Like, at least give us sheds. At least give us something. But at this point in time, it seems like the only defense that I've been able to come across is 2-4-5 odd. If you guys remember, the 2-4-5 odd was the only defense that stopped the run, and EA patched it. But now that defense screams off the edge. And I think I'm going to start using it. It's in a couple playbooks, but those playbooks are just based out of like that. If you go to that formation, you're basically like, you're semi-screwed because you're only in that position. But let's take a quick look and see what that 2-4-5 odd is in right now, because this is just one of those like days that just really, yeah, my head is hurting. These last couple of weekend league games have annoyed my life away. I am not. It's in the Cardinals. I know it's in the Cardinals. So 2-4-5 odd. So the 2-4-5 odd is in the Bears, the Bills, the Bucks, and the Cardinals. So we're going to look at what they all have when you go to them. So if we go to the Buccaneers, they are 3-4. You get the 3-4 bear. You get the 4-4 split. You get the double A gap. You get the 2-4-5 odd. You get the 3-3-5 wide, and you get the 3-3-5 wheel. You get 1-4-6, 2-3-6 wheel, and yeah, the rest of them are just like stuff you probably wouldn't care about. The prevent defense, the goal line, the 53 to 62, blah blah blah. So let's go back. Let's look at the Cardinals have the bear, the cub, the even, the over, the under, the 4-4 split, the 2-4-5, the 2-4-5 double A gap. They have the 2-4-5 odd. They have the 1-4-6, the sugar week, and the prevent, blah, blah, blah. We all know how that works. And the Bills. The Bills have the 4-3, 4-3 over. Well, I don't need to explain everything to you. You probably won't really want it. You probably don't care. But they have the 4-3. Then they have the 2-4-5 odd. Then they have the double A gap. And then they have nickel normal, which might be useful if you think about it. Now, the Bears have a 3-4. They have the predator odd, the over, the 4-6, the 4-3, even 6-1, the nickel, 2-4-5 odd, the 3-3-5 wide, the 3-3-5 wheel, the nickel triple. Nickel triple has some pretty dangerous defense in it also. It's the same thing. Scream off the edge and go get them. Now, I'm thinking the Bears defense might be best, but at the same time, you have all those. But at the same time, for me personally, the Cardinals might be the best, or the Buccaneers, I believe that was. The Buccaneers have somewhat of a good, they have some. I saw somebody who had nickel normal. Was it the Bills who had nickel normal? Yeah, the Bills have nickel normal, double A. So the Bills would be one of those defenses that you could probably actually run that out of. Like, if you want something that you're normal and comfortable with. The 2-4-5 odd screams. And I want you guys to understand that it screams. It screams. And I think at this point in time, I'm going to have to go to the 2-4-5 odd. But I've wasted enough of you guys' time. You guys have a good one. Catch you next time. Sorry for holding you this long, but I'm going to try to get a video up of the 2-4-5 odd and the nickel triple.